Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here, and welcome to Nuts and Bolts, the show where we dive into discussion about theme parks from the other side of the Disney pond. Oh, yes. And, I'm just going to do a quick little solo show tonight for you guys, just to get something out for the weekend. Uh, I am honestly not too familiar with this park, Carowinds. So let's see, based on the little bit of research I've been able to do about it, it appears to be the premier park of the Carolinas, resting right on the border between North and South Carolina off of, I believe, Interstate 17? It is some sort of interstate. It's about 350 acres, a little more than that, which is pretty impressive. Like, that's almost twice the size of Disneyland. So they got a lot of mileage. They definitely do. Uh, I don't know. Like, to tell you the truth, I haven't really looked much into the types of attractions that they have currently. So I don't know. Let me do that on air right now, just because that's what good podcasters do. They look up their research right on air. Isn't it so fucking professional? Don't you just love me for it? Oh yes, oh yes. Okay, so let's see. I mean that's basically what I know about it. It's just like the big premier theme park attraction of the Carolinas, which is very cool unto itself. Um, let's see. Looks like it has a Planet Snoopy, a boost. Okay, so it's a lot like looks like it was owned by Paramount. That makes sense. I don't know. Is it a lot of Great America attractions? Let's see. Okay, so they have the Intimidator. Oh God. You know what? I'm not even going to look into their attraction roster because that is something I should have done a long time ago, and I'm not going to bore you with that. I am just going to talk about the new attraction that has been announced for Carowinds. I wouldn't really be talking about a park that I have not a lot of vested interest in. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure it's a great park, and it's cool that they're getting something like this. But based on the type of coaster that they're announcing here, this could be a bit of a game changer. Like, this really is one for the record books. And, crack open it, Dr. Papa. We at So You Want to Be an Imagineer say no to corporate sponsorship. All right, all right. So the attraction in question that was announced, let's see, I believe about a week ago it was announced, so I'm a little late to the ball on this one. Oh no, actually it was announced just 3 days ago. Okay, so I'm not that late. Right on, right on. Tiki, doing your research. Oh yes. So the attraction in question is called the Fury 325. Must say that's a pretty kick-ass title. I believe that the theme of the attraction, and this is very interesting to me, is that it's supposed to simulate the flight of an angry hornet. That's kind of cool. You know what I like? I appreciate roller coasters that can kind of like work their theme to their advantage. I don't know. Like a good example of that to me has always been something like Medusa, where yeah, at the end of the day, it's just a nice old roller coaster over a parking lot, sure. But just the paint job and just the overall twistiness of the track and just the layout, it really does go a long way, and the logo of Medusa that has the same sort of orange and yellow and purple color scheme. It really goes a long way. You feel like the thing with Medusa, at least when it was first advertised, was like you're kind of like riding around within Medusa's many like hairs, snake hairs. And I feel like something like that, like I said, of course, at the end of the day, it really is just a fucking roller coaster over a parking lot, but it's cool when they work in a theme like that. It really is. Like, of course we have the Batman rides, we have the, any sort of DC rides, Superman, whatnot. That's all great. I feel like they do a decent job most of the time. Six Flags Discovery Kingdom has Superman Ultimate Flight. I mean, it's not really the best themed roller coaster in the world, but I tell you, they do have like that awesome John Williams score just pumping out of that main area in the coaster, and I really love that. I think it brings a cool ambiance to the park, and they got like a big giant. I mean, it's set up well. You know what I mean? And when you're waiting in line, you see the ride launching up, so it's like you get a sense of excitement, and by the end of the day, you know, it really is kind of like, oh, we're flying with Superman. You know, so it's like kind of like, I don't know, I'm one of those coaster geeks who kind of gets a little overly involved in the whole concept of what the roller coaster is trying to do, which is why I very much appreciate rides like that. You know, Goliath. Goliath is like a big old creature, so Goliath the coaster is a big old coaster, you know, I don't know. And of course we have Ninja Magic Mountain, where I've always said, you know, even if it's being a dick, I don't care. If a cast member on Ninja doesn't do the hiya, hiya, hiya thing, I will complain, because that is such an integral part of Ninja. No, really, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that to a poor cast member, but I always joke about doing it. But anyways, what is the point I'm trying to make here? It's the point that the track design of this of this Fury 325 very much does remind me, you know, it really does have a lot of potential for that sort of. Hold on, I'm watching the video as we speak, just watching it once again. So what I find interesting about this track is that really there's the main hill, which is 325 feet, then there's another second hill, I'm assuming that's about somewhere in the 200-foot zone. After that, though, there's a shit ton of small hills. Right now I'm kind of just doing a running commentary. Like about midway through the ride, you have this dive down right down the opening area, like right down the main entrance. I love that. That's super cool. That's super kinetic. Looks like it goes all over the park. Looks like that main drop is incredibly steep. I mean, not quite vertical. I think it's about 87 degrees, something like that. Looks like we get a nice bit of helix action. Not really helix, just sort of like swooping turns, which I kind of appreciate. Some nice bunny hills. I mean, at the end of the day, this just looks like something I really want to ride. It looks incredibly fun. And I wouldn't even be factoring in the fact that it has the 325-foot drop. I mean, that's awesome. That's great, you know, and it's like, to tell you the truth, I'd probably be kind of scared shitless of it. When I go to Magic Mountain, my whole thing is like, I'm going to conquer Goliath. I'm going to finally ride it, because the first 2 times I went to Magic Mountain, I was too scared to ride Goliath, but now I'm going to finally do it. But I don't know. That's adding another 100 foot onto Goliath. And Goliath is already adding an extra 100 feet onto Medusa, which is the tallest coaster that I'm kind of used to. So it's kind of crazy. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of do a running commentary over this video, like I've been doing. Like I said, the video, I'll post a link to it. First of all, I want this to be the look for Roller Coaster Tycoon 4. If you've seen this video, you kind of know what I'm talking about. The graphics on this are amazing, and they look very RCT-like, just in a super high-def kind of next-gen sort of way. So yeah, Atari, if you're watching, you know, I don't know, maybe get in contact with Cedar Fair, you know, maybe see if you can use their previs technology for some of the graphics, because seriously, I really think it looks damn good. I really dig the white and yellow motif that they have going on through the queue. I think that looks really nice. It's kind of, you know, and then you have, it's interesting that looks like the yellow on the track is mostly if I'm not mistaken, it looks like it's mostly just the bottom of the track, or maybe like 1/2 of the track. Let's see when it turns around. It's weird because it looks like the yellow. I mean, the yellow is there. Yeah, it looks like it's at the bottom. That's an interesting choice. Okay, like I said, it kind of swoops right over the parking lot. Does a good bunny hill, and then this is my favorite section where it goes up this big old hill, and then right down, right under the main entranceway. It goes right under the bridge. That's fantastic. That looks incredibly fun, and then it's not even done yet, because then you've got, like, let's see, like 1 bunny hill. I'm just gonna count the bunny hills. You have a bunny hill, a sweeping turn. My God, this thing looks fun. My God, I mean, that's all I have to say. I really don't have much to say about this thing, except It's not just the fact that it's a 320-foot high ride that really makes me excited about this, and I'll probably never ride it because honestly, when it comes to my kind of bucket list of parks that I want to see, I got to admit, Carowinds is not very high up there. I mean, I don't know, maybe that could change, but like right now, I'm kind of thinking, like in terms of just parks that Cedar Fair owns. You have Kings Island and Kings Dominion. Those are two very big ones. You got Cedar Point, of course. A couple really big Six Flags parks, like Six Flags Great Adventure. With I believe that's one with King Giga and El Toro. El Toro is pretty much like my go-to #1 bucket list ride in the world. I need to experience that thing. So I'm probably not going to get on Fury 325 in the near future. I mean, I hope to eventually. That'd be great. If I eventually one day had enough money to just go and see theme parks all around the country, like that'd be fantastic. If I had like the Rob Alvey dream job, that'd be wonderful. I'd fucking love that. But right now, it's just not feasible. I'm trying to get up to Magic Mountain, which is like 4 hours away, and I've been trying to do that for like 2 years. It's hard. It's hard when you don't have a job or a car. Oh my god. Okay, so I'm just kind of looking through this one more time. Basically, I'm just kind of going to go through the track design, and I'm really just picking it apart because it's just fantastic. It really does feel like something that would be designed in RCT, which is cool. Okay, so you've got the big old drop. I mean, the thing about the drop is I appreciate the fact that it's not vertical, because I think the fact that it was vertical would make it a little too intense and maybe a little too fast, because it really looks like they're hitting all these hills and they're hitting all this all these swoops and all the airtime just right. Like it's just intense enough to be groundbreaking, but I also feel like this coaster has a big market for fun factor in mind. Honestly, it kind of looks like Cheetah Hunt on steroids a little bit. Just in terms of the way the ride kind of interacts with the landscape and everything, and doesn't really have a lot of big hills except for obviously the 325-foot drop. I mean, really, it has like a couple really big sort of over 100-foot drops, but for the most part, these things look like they're sort of small, sort of 20, 30-footers, and it just looks fun. All right, that's all I'm gonna say. I just watched the video 3 damn times and did a running commentary on it. Like I said, I will provide a link in the description to this if you want to go and watch the video that I'm watching for yourselves. Consider it kind of a commentary. Hey, if you want to sync it up as a commentary, oh my god. No, I'm just kidding. I'm seriously just kidding. Okay, so that is Fury 325 at Carowinds. Let's see, when does this open? I believe it opens next year. Riders will board 3 32-passenger open-air trains. That's cool that they have 3 trains going on at the same time. A good testament to the track length. Let's see, speeds 95 miles an hour. Honestly, that's what I'm kind of worried about because this has been something I've kind of been toying around with my personal roller coaster tycoon coasters. It seems like the more fast a coaster goes, to a certain extent, the less exciting the track layout is, if that makes any sense, because if you're just zooming through that track and you can't even really tell what's going on, and like I said, I'm just judging this based on some experiments I'm doing with RCT3 and, getting that set up and everything like that, so I don't know, it just seems to me like faster does not necessarily equal better. Like, it seems to me like with fast, you kind of want to reserve that sort of stuff for like a launch. I don't know though. I don't know. Like, I just hope it doesn't maintain that 95-mile-an-hour speed the whole way through. I think something like right around between 65 and 75 miles an hour would probably be the perfect speed for this on average, I'm guessing. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to be open in 2015, designed by B&M. Um, and let us hope that this coaster actually gets actually gets put out by the summer of 2015. Unlike the last big ride that was named Fury, Falcon's Fury, which is just starting its soft opens in Busch Gardens, Tampa, after a whole summer of delays. But I digress. That's an entirely different video. So yeah, I hope you've liked me ramble. I hope you've enjoyed me rambling on about this coaster like a jackass and doing running commentary on the video and being thoroughly unprepared to talk about the park as a whole. I hope you've enjoyed it, seriously. And but for real, this looks like a really fun coaster. And like I said, I just hope that the ride is not so fast that it sort of overpowers the track design, because just from the look at the track design, it's just so incredibly well integrated. There's so many turns and everything. So I just hope that all those turns and all those hills don't go by so fast that you can't even notice them. That's my one concern about this ride. Other than that, I'm really excited to see POVs and whatnot and reviews, and someday maybe I'll get to it. But yeah, in the meantime, this has been Nuts and Bolts, and yeah, Fury 325, everyone. Sounds like a fun time. All right, see you later. And Atari, yeah, seriously, get on Cedar Point about developing RCT4 graphics based on that video, because that is what I want RCT4 to look like. All right, the end.